Welcome to the Lexy Show, Fashion That Gives a Damn. This week, I am joined by the designer behind the Coult. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Jacqueline Coulter. Let's start at the beginning. What inspired you to start the Coult, and what does the name mean to you?
I've always known that I wanted my own business. I come from a family with a lot of entrepreneurs, and growing up, there's like never anything that I was like, oh, I really want to do that or be that or work for that person. And so, yeah, I wanted to create a place where I had creative freedom and that aligned with all my morals and values because sustainability is really important to me. So that's where starting the company came from. Just really wanted freedom in what I did. And the name, my last name is Coulter. So it's just the Coult is shortened. And I wanted to have my name on everything I was doing because it was like an expression of me, everything that I make. And I also like that it sounds like the cult because
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing here is like making a cult. I feel like any business wants that you have of followers that believe in the same things as you and love everything that you do and like a community that you're creating. So the cult. Yeah.
I love it. I feel like it's really smart. I don't know. I feel like even the word like cult, like as in a cult, is often like associated with, I don't know, like Lady Gaga for some reason.
Yeah.
I think there's like a season of American Horror Story, and I'm like, it just has this cool vibe to it. Obviously, cults are not also not necessarily always a great
Well,
vibe.
we can rebrand that.
We
We can
can
make it into
rebrand
whatever we want.
exactly,
We'll take the
exactly.
good parts of a cult. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was like. That's where I'm getting at. Like, I'm like, I feel like every word, especially like amongst Gen Zers, like we have rebranded so many words that like used to be bad, and now it's this great word to actually describe. Oh,
So
you're
true.
serving whatever. And so it's I think that is such a great way of it's a play on words with your last name. It's you, but then it's also
Mm.
another word. So I really
Yeah.
like that. Did you always know you wanted to be specifically a designer? How did you get into the design aspect of things and walk us through what your creative journey was like before starting your own label?
Yeah, I actually didn't know that I wanted to be a designer. It's funny when I tell people this because I knew I wanted to be in something creative. I was always like a crafty kid. Didn't really like the academics. I was like, when is art class? And I actually learned to sew when I was younger from my grandma. So she had a clothing line when my mom was younger. And so she taught me a really young age. And I just thought that everyone knew how to sew. I like my siblings did, and so I didn't think it was anything like special. So I
Mhm.
went through school taking sewing as an option. Like I've been probably sewing for more than half my life. And like I made my grad dress, all these things. And yeah, I just didn't think it was anything like crazy. And then I graduated school and went into fine arts actually. And I was like, what am I doing? What do I do with this? And I started thrift flipping, is how I started. So I'd go thrift shopping all the time and do it for my friends and make little projects for my friends. And someone was like, have you ever thought about doing sewing as like a career? And I was like, it's like a light bulb. I was like, it was right in front of me this whole time. Why did I
Oh,
not ever? I just assumed everyone could kind of thing. And then, yeah, I ended up going to fashion school to just own all my skills. And yeah, that's pretty much how I got to where I am. But no, I didn't know I wanted to be a designer. I just wanted to create. I'm always making jewelry or painting or sculpting, and I love working with my hands. But to be specifically a clothing designer, I didn't think till later on, which is funny. But
I think that it is amazing that you had the experience of, I thought everyone knew how to sew. Because I think that's something, I talk about this so much. God, any listener that is good, they're going to be like, Lexi, stop talking about this. But I think it's so important. I honestly, I have no idea if classes like this are still taught. But like we used to have like a home ec class where we would learn how to sew a pillow. And that I feel is something that's like really not as practiced anymore. Like maybe yes, you still have that class, but the act of learning how to sew and do your own repairs and just like taking care of our clothes is really not practiced anymore. And I think something that's a misconception is like most people out there, maybe not most, but a lot of people I talk to think that machines make our clothes. And I'm like, no, there is a person somewhere making.
yeah,
And so I think if you try to sew something. If I challenge every single person listening right now to sew something, it'll give you such a deeper appreciation for the things that you own. And then it's
for
like,
sure.
you don't need to necessarily make, everything from scratch. If I mean, my sewing skills are very basic. It's like I can repair a button that's popped off or
That's good though, because then you can keep something longer as well. It is a dying art. All my profs said
yeah,
that too in school. They're like, this is a dying art. And I was
yeah.
like, it is so true. The more work I've done, nobody knows how to do it. It's crazy.
Yeah, bring back learning how to sew. I think it's so important. Bring back like even like I have been doing this a lot lately where I'll take my pieces that I like really love and adore and I'll take them to a seamstress and it's okay, I might not know how to sew very well and I don't
Hmm.
trust myself necessarily to fix this piece because I my basic sewing skills are going to mess it up. But like I can pay someone who does know how to do this really well
For
and then
sure.
I like there was this jacket that I thrifted that I absolutely loved and adored, but it was like too long and I wanted it to fit just a little bit more cropped. And they absolutely ate this alteration up. And like now it's like my favorite piece in my closet. It's like the perfect length. It's still
That's
so cute.
amazing.
Or like lately I've been taking a lot of things to like a cobbler when I have like vintage shoes. I like, loved so much that I wore them to the frickin' like they're disintegrating now.
Yeah.
I take them to a cobbler and I've been posting a lot about, not even a lot, but just like every time I take something, I post about it and people will be like, wait, this is actually really smart. And I'm like, yeah, I know. This has been around forever, guys. Like
It is.
I'm not
People
inventing
really
a shoe repair place. Like
That is so true, and people like aren't taking advantage of that. It's so easy to just throw something out and get a new one. But when you have something especially tailored, I find that fits you so well, like it can be a plain jacket or shirt, but if it fits your body just right, oh my gosh, you'll want to wear that so much. It'll be so flattering on you. It's all about fit. So big. Hats
I
off to you for doing that because I feel like it's maybe intimidating too to go do that. You're like,
I
because not
had
many people do.
no idea what I was doing. I was,
Yeah.
what do I say? What do I even like? I don't know what to tell them. I don't know how much money this is gonna be, like whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't even, I was like, I don't even know if this is like a good place to go to. Should I keep exploring, whatever? And it just
Hmm.
so happened that the first places I went for a seamstress and a cobbler, I like really liked them. It was like a good price. They were like truly looking at my shoes and being like, listen, I understand you might want a good price. So this is what we can do for cheap. And then we maybe think you should do if you genuinely want to keep this shoe for a long time. And I was like, I
That's nice.
so helpful. That's like me when I go to
Yeah.
get my car fixed and I'm like, I have no idea what this is. And I'm like on the phone to the
Yeah.
being like, they're telling me I need to do this. So I think it was a really like helpful having someone that was like, this is what we could do for the cheapest option if that's what you're looking for, and this is what we like
Mm.
recommend you doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I say just look up your nearest shoe repair place, look up your nearest seamstress, and if you get confused, send me an Instagram DM. But I think so many brands nowadays are talking about sustainability. But I
Mm.
think something that I really feel like is like a lot of things I'm seeing feel very surface level. How do you stay grounded in your ethics while growing your company?
That's a great question because sustainability is such a huge social push right now. And you're right, like one little part of it will be sustainable and then they'll just market that part. And so that's really frustrating as someone who actually is sustainable in their practices to be like, okay, why are you still being supported in this way and being branded as this when you're not? The way that I put together my business and how I make everything, I look at the full life circle of a garment. So from start to finish, and then the way that I make it and have structured my company, every part is sustainable. So it's not like it's not, oh, sometimes or this and that. It's every part of it. So sourcing is where it starts, and all my fabric is from the thrift store mainly. So curtains and drapes and things that I find that I'm like, you know what, this is amazing fabric and could be great for a corset or whatnot and have a second life in it, or dead stock fabric. And then from there, production, I make everything in-house, I make everything by hand. And I think expanding as well, I would keep it in-house. I never want to manufacture overseas, especially because I want to make sure everything is up to quality and standard and actually sustainable. Yeah, and then from there, like my packaging, everything is recyclable or can be reused. So like tote bags or things like that, and zero waste. So my family thinks I am insane, because I keep every scrap that I cut. So if I'm cutting out patterns or whatnot on fabric, I keep every scrap. I'm like a scrap hoarder. Even like clippings of thread, I keep. So my garage is just filled with like garbage bags of what everyone else thinks is garbage. And I'm just like, guys, I can't throw this away. And so I've started making projects where I'm incorporating the scraps in, but I've been hoarding scraps for 4 years. And I just keep going into the bags and using some and putting it back in. So all my products are zero waste in production, which is I'm really proud of and like doing. But yeah, keeping sustainable is just something that I've worked into my company. So it's not like you can do it sometimes or not. It's ingrained in there.
Yeah, no, that's so important. I think when talking to people, you can always kind of tell like when they truly care about sustainability and it's not just something that they're doing because everyone's doing it. And I
Mhm.
when I talk to small business owners or designers or even creators in the sustainability field, like I feel like we like really eat, sleep, breathe sustainability. Like I might not be the most sustainable person in the world all of the time, but if you have a conversation with me at some point in time, I guarantee I am going to bring up sustainability. Like, it doesn't matter who or what the hell we're talking about. I'm
I
gonna be like,
love
oh,
that.
like, love your reusable water bottle. Like, it's always like random stuff where I'll, or like my friends,
Sneak it in there.
yeah, I always bring it up and it doesn't even need, it doesn't have to be like a long conversation, but it can just be like, I'll be like, oh, and did you know that's sustainable? And so that's something that I think is so, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people will ask, like, how do you tell the difference from greenwashing or like, how can you see that? And it's like, maybe it's because I have been in this industry and this is something I like truly already care about that I like can
Yeah,
spot it out. But one of my biggest pet peeves is when something's marketed as sustainable and then it comes in like a freaking plastic bag. And I'm like, bruh, like,
I know.
what are we doing?
What are you
Like,
doing?
if
That's the number
anything,
one. In a plastic bag, I'm like, what are you doing?
what are
It's
we
not
doing?
recyclable when you're there.
Like, come on now. Like, at least if anything, I'm like, I feel like we can, the plastic bags that we're sending things in, like, that's such an easy fix. Come on now.
I know.
Such an
Even like compostable, there's compostable bags. It's just, it's things that are so frustrating because I'm like, oh, it's only, some isn't even that much more expensive to do as a
yeah,
business owner. And I'm like, oh, come on, guys.
come
Yeah.
come on now. But
It's funny what you said about the, when talking to people that you like sneak in the sustainability stuff. I find also that some of my friends and stuff like won't tell me where they got things from. I'm like, where'd you get that? And they're like, Shane, or whatever it
this
is. They like
is
won't tell me because then they'll be like, what are you doing?
is a common thing that as well my friends will do. Like they I will say that my a lot of people that I am surrounded by have definitely done a good job of okay, I'm gonna try to thrift this more. I'm not gonna buy, or I'm gonna do this. And I really appreciate that. Or I'll have family that will text me and be like, "Oh, Lexi, I think you would like these jeans I just bought because they're from this company and they were talking all."
That's amazing. You're rubbing off on people.
I'm just like an influencer. What can I say? No, I'm kidding. But I like have definitely had circumstances like that, which is great. But I will have friends that like will sometimes buy something from a company they know I don't like, and they're like, "Oh, I got it from Schmerb and Schmoutfitters, this like super
Yeah.
sustainable brand. Have you heard of them? Oh, I got it from Schmamazon." And
Yeah.
that's been an ongoing joke. And I'm like, my thing is, I think I've been through a lot of phases of how I react to people when they tell me they're buying something unsustainable. I've definitely learned that, like, you don't want to turn people off because if you shit on them too much, they're going to be mad about it or like
For
they're
sure.
not going to want them to change. And so this thing is, I feel like my way of like handling situations is just, I handle a lot of things with humor. We laugh about it. I'll be like, oh, ha, whatever. I'm not going to judge you guys. Like, which I'm not, genuinely, I'm not. But then I'll also try to sneak in there like a, that's fine. Maybe did you know like you could buy that off of Depop next time? Or
Yeah.
there's this super cool if you want a corset like company that I know like the Coult. I don't know if you like want to reach out to her or something like that.
Oh, you could try it out.
Exactly. So yeah, I love that you also had that experience because I feel like that's
Yeah.
something like I definitely have had quite a few times.
Yeah, and you're right. It's so hard to be 100% sustainable. It's just in like the culture that we're in now, and it's such like instant gratification, buying things on Amazon, blah blah blah, and every company too. It's you can't buy 100% sustainable, so you can't really judge that hard. But it's nice that the people, even are aware of it, being like, "Oh, she's not gonna like this." That's good. That's a first step that you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, make them think about it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's also great how you mentioned so many kind of like aspects of how you're staying sustainable. So like you said thrifting and then upcycling those pieces, or obviously you know how to sew and you're making your own clothes and then keeping every little scrap. I think that so many people don't really always realize what sustainability is in terms of the fashion industry and like how to be sustainable. And that's something that I feel like is talked about a lot where it's, oh, I didn't thrift this or I didn't get this from a sustainable brand, so it's not sustainable. And I'm like, if you're going to keep it, I'm a big believer of if I've had something for 5, 10 years, I'm going to keep it in my closet forever. Like at the end
Hmm.
of the day, that was a worth it
For
purchase.
sure. It's about keeping it out of the landfill is like a lot of what I'm trying to do. So everything I'm thrifting, I'm keeping out of the landfill and then giving it a new life. And then even my scraps, I'm like, keep that away from the landfill is
Yeah.
basically what my sustainable approach is. But there's so many sustainable approaches that you can do. But that's just what I'm doing. And I agree, yeah, as long as you're not throwing it out or a one-time use and repurposing things, I think that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's sustainability is just, it's an umbrella term.
It
Like,
is.
there's a lot of things that are considered. I remember for my 20th birthday, I had the 20s themed birthday party. Shocker, super original. No one's ever done that before. But my request was that everyone dresses for the 20s and then dresses sustainably. And I had some friends text me being like, where the hell do I source like a 20s gown sustainably? And I was like, don't, like, literally just go in your closet and find something that you already have and then just take jewelry and style or do your hair differently or do your makeup
Mm.
differently. Like you don't need to buy something for a 20s themed birthday party when you're not realistically planning on going back to another 20s party anytime soon. So don't buy anything
Yeah,
new and just wear what you already have in your closet, and that's sustainable. I think it's just educating the masses on what can be considered sustainable is so important.
for sure. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, that's great.
I think another thing that can be considered sustainable is like we talked about a little bit, but like keeping things for a long time. And your pieces tend to have a very timeless, modern design to them. So, what role do you think this kind of timeless design plays into sustainability?
First of all, thank you, because that's what I'm going for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is so huge. It's so hard, I think, for people not to get sucked into like fads and trends because you want to be wearing what's cool. You want to be like feeling like you're in it with everyone and whatnot. But having timeless pieces that you can wear and again is so important. Is so important. And that's what I'm really trying to push with what I'm making is having like wearable art type thing that isn't something that you're like, oh, this color's in this season. Then you won't touch it again. These are pieces of fabric that have already like history to them and cool colors that already were in trend and fads, I would say, but everything is a pendulum. So finding beauty in that is sustainable again, that can just keep on lasting and creating pieces that I find my pieces can be paired and dressed up and down, and that's what I try to do in design as well. So yeah, it's hard not to follow the fads, but investing in something that has a cool story, I think, is like a conversational thing and that you can wear it again and again. So, yeah, keeping it timeless and something that hopefully you'd want to pass down, keep forever, and then pass down on it again. So, yeah, it's a battle, but I usually just try to go for creative expression and something that I would like to wear, and then that creates something that a lot of like-minded people come and want too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think that is so important. I like actually get really irked by like people being like, it's fall, so I'm not gonna wear this color anymore. And I'm like, literally, why? Like, is there a law? I wasn't
I
aware.
know.
Like,
I know it's all about self-expression, like whatever you like, and that's hard. I think people have troubles with that too, being like, what is my fashion? What do I like? What do I feel good in? And those are just like the pieces that I'm trying to create is that you put it on, you feel amazing because it fits amazing, and then it's something that's already beautiful in itself, that it doesn't need to be like someone being like, oh, the fashion forecast says that orange is in, and then you're like, okay, this is orange, so I'm gonna buy it.
yeah,
Yeah, just
I feel,
finding your own style.
yeah, with like on top of colors, like with patterns too. Like obviously, like I feel like polka dot's something that's been really trendy lately, and I'm
Very.
I'm like scared for the day that people are like not gonna want to wear polka dots anymore because this trend got so big. And I'm like, guys, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. Polka dots are like basically a basic, like they're a
They
neutral.
are.
Same thing as like
Everything will
everything
come
will
back
come
into
back.
fashion.
I feel like polka dots are very chic and timeless. They've been around for frickin' forever. Polka dots can be done in a million different ways. I remember like Louis Vuitton a few years back did a collaboration with an artist where like the whole, I forget the artist's name right now, but she's very well known. And she does like crazy polka dots as like her staple thing. And so it's like polka dots, like guys, like we're not gonna start being like we can't wear polka dots anymore. It's like the same thing as cheetah print. Cheetah print will always
Yeah.
be famous. Like,
It's always been around. It'll always be around.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's I'll see photos of my mom and aunts when they're younger and their outfits. I'm like, did you keep that? Because I need this.
I need
Like,
this. I know. I'm so pissed at my mom because she like doesn't have any of her same stuff that she used to have. And I'm like, where did you put it? Why did you get rid of it? I get anxious with that where I'm like about to like get rid of something or give it to a friend or take it to a Goodwill or figure out a way to sustainably get rid of it. And
mhm.
I'll be like, but what if my kid wants this one day?
I am the worst. I'm the absolute worst. I have clothes from like when I was in high school that people are like, why are you keeping this? And I have a pair of mid-rise jeans and I'm just like wearing them a ton now. And I'm like, thank God I didn't get rid of
Thank
these.
God. I
Like,
know. Every time I'm like, but that's where I think having, like you're saying, like this aspect of personal style, like is so important because it's like, if I like it, like I don't care if it's out of trend or in trend or whatever the hell, like I'm gonna
mhm.
want to keep wearing it. If my style isn't based off of trends, like why would I want to get rid of this piece if it's
Yeah,
something that I like and I enjoy? And
for
so
sure.
that's always been like, not always, but like very much in the past few years, my goal has been like to basically curate a closet of stuff that I'm never going to want to get rid of.
Yeah.
If every time I ask or buy something or like whatever, I'm like, I ask myself, like, is this something I'm going to have in 5 years? And I think I need
Hmm.
to do a little bit of like a cleanse of my closet and get rid of things that I don't really want anymore because I haven't done it in like a long time. And I feel like I want to really just nail down this kind of like capsule wardrobe of my style.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I have a lot of like unique pieces now that I'm just like, I want to keep this forever and never ever get rid of it. So I
Yeah.
love that you prioritize that as well. But we also both know that the bridal industry can be notoriously wasteful when you think about events and how, in general, a wedding dress is usually something that you wear once and then you just kind of keep it in your closet forever. Not the most sustainable thing in the world, obviously, if you're keeping it, not necessarily harmful, but you're wearing it once. So the Colt offers the service to upcycle an old dress and turn it into something new. Can you walk us through what this process is like?
Yeah, for sure. This is something that really excites me and is really fun. I actually just started doing bridal this year. So new in the industry, this part of it, but it has been super fun because all the girls that are coming have really like-minded style and morals and values, obviously. So a lot of girls have brought me their mom's old wedding dresses, and we've either altered them or taken them apart or like some beading from it or whatnot and incorporated it into their wedding dress. So something that is still sentimental because I know moms hold on to their wedding dress, being like, oh, maybe one day my daughter will wear it. But some of those are like rough shape or just like my one friend that I'm making a dress for right now, she just tried on her mom's wedding dress and we were like, oh no.
I could
And it was
not.
like her grandma's wedding dress too, which is like so special. So it's fun working so closely with these brides too, because we find a way to take apart parts that they like and that is really special to them and just incorporate it back in to their looks, which is fun. And I've had a lot of family friends just donate dresses to me now too. So I have a collection of wedding dresses waiting to become something new. But it's been really fun and super special working with these people so closely and making something really special that they can keep handing down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's so special. I've always said that, like, I made everyone in my family keep their wedding dresses because for my bat mitzvah when I was 12 or 13, I had four dresses, and like in the middle of every table, I had like me doing different poses, like cut out in these like plastic sculpture things. And so I've like always said that for my wedding, instead of I will definitely have 8 different dresses on my wedding. If I had 4 for my bat mitzvah, I need at least 8 for my wedding.
Absolutely.
But I've always said that like I want to like exhibit like these dresses for my family in a different way at my wedding. Or like you said, a lot of moms will keep it. Like I've always said that in some way, shape, or form, I want to upcycle my mom's dress. She luckily had this gorgeous, like very chic dress that I'm like absolutely obsessed with. I just don't think it's
Okay, that's
necessarily
great.
my style, but it can definitely be reworked.
Mhm.
It's so classic, it's so gorgeous. And so I think that's important and special because I know so many people that feel the same way where it's I have my mom's wedding dress and I want to incorporate it in some way.
Yeah.
It does just always make me think of 27 Dresses. Have you seen that
Yes.
movie?
Yeah. So good.
Where the sister, like, she cuts up the mom's wedding dress without
I
asking
know.
permission. And I'm like, definitely at least ask your sister's permission if you guys
Yes.
before you touch a wedding dress. But
That is a conversation I have with the brides. I'm like, okay, is anyone else needing this before I chop it?
before we
Like,
do this, just want to
yeah.
make sure. But I think it's so great because I think again, as I already said, like these people, we were wearing this dress like once, and then
Yeah.
oftentimes it's literally put in like some storage closet somewhere in a house. Like you don't even see
Oh
it.
yeah.
Like,
I've gotten a ton thrifting too that I'm just like, oh, this was somebody's like such a special day for them and whatnot. And it's really sweet because some of the brides, most of the brides send me photos afterwards, and some will send me like the reveal photos of them showing their mom, and their mom's just crying, and I'm just like crying, and I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah.
that
Really
is so
tugs on the
special.
heartstrings.
Yeah, I would that's like just so special. I feel like everything is like having that piece, being able to make it your own, and then having the stories behind it is so important. And then
Yeah,
hopefully it can just keep going down that circle and like maybe
that's the goal.
their future kid will come back to you and ask you to repurpose it for them.
That would be cool. That would be full circle.
A full circle moment for sure. Well, I know, I mean, we've talked about maybe upcycling old dresses into new ones, but have you ever done anything where you keep the future wearability in mind when making these dresses in terms of like after the wedding, doing anything to repurpose or maybe dye their pieces post-wedding?
Ooh, dyeing is a cool idea. I like
Yeah.
that. I haven't experimented with that yet, but definitely almost all my brides, we talk about wearability afterwards. So whether that's like hemming something, or actually a lot of my bridal pieces that I've been making are 2 pieces. So it'll be a separate corset and skirt. And I actually just did a 3-piece set, which I think was amazing. So the wearability is so good for afterwards because she has a more plain corset, and then we dress it up with like gloves, and then she has a fitted longer skirt and like an overskirt, so she has that like dramatic effect for the wedding, can take off the overskirt and then have this like beautiful fitted perfect underskirt for the reception and like dancing after and whatnot, but she's also going to be wearing that corset with other things and the skirt separately as well. I've had brides send me photos of like just everyday outfits where they're wearing their bottom skirt, and I'm like, I love that. And one of my friends just wore her bridal corset that she wore as her reception look to a concert and sent me a photo. I was like, I
Oh,
love this so much. Yeah,
that
it's
is,
really great.
yeah, I think having just being able to wear it multiple times is just, I think so. When you're spending that much money on a lot of times a dress can be one of the more expensive parts of a wedding, which is a lot because weddings are a lot of money. Um,
So much money.
but if you're gonna, I don't know, I get obviously wanting to wear it once and wanting it to be so special, but I'm also like in terms of sustainability, like my mind is always just I want to be able to wear this multiple times. If I'm gonna buy something, I want to have it
Yeah.
for other
For
uses.
sure. And it's something that, like we were talking about earlier, when something fits you so perfectly, you just feel so good. And everything I'm making is custom made. So it's custom made for their body and it just fits them right. And they're just like, I love wearing it. I'm like, keep wearing it, girl. Keep wearing it.
Keep wearing it. I love that. That is so special. In terms of the process, whether for weddings or just any other designs that you work through, what's it like from the first sketch to the final product, and what kind of inspires you, and how do you know when a design's just right?
I'd say it's different. It's different almost every time I do it. I know some people have a design process that they follow every time, but I just get inspired by so many different things. And it depends what I'm making. If it's something custom for someone, they'll send me like inspirational photos or whatnot. Or if I'm thrifting, I'll find a fabric that I'm like, oh my gosh, this would be amazing if I did this and this. Or I'll be sketching or just like out and about and feel something. But if I'm making something like a product, usually I need to be like alone when I create too, and I just totally immerse myself in it. And I'll usually do a little sketch. I'll do a lot of draping, so I'll hold fabric up, get inspired that way by just how the material moves and flows and whatnot as well. And yeah, it never fully feels finished a lot of the time. I'm always like, I'll even look back on designs and be like, oh, I could have done this and this. But I like to just keep moving forward too. It's funny, I'm clearing out my studio right now, and I had some pieces that I had cut and not sewn from probably like 2 or 3 years ago, I would say. And I'm like, maybe I'll just make a few of these and bring them. I'm doing a pop-up this weekend. And I'm like, I'll bring them to the pop-up. And I'm making them, and I was just like, what was I thinking? What was I doing here? Like, I'm like, oh, this could be so much better. I'm like adding things to it. And I'm just like, yeah, but every year, like I'm getting like a more concrete, I wouldn't even say concrete. Everything is always just so malleable and moving, but just my design and my style. And I'm learning so much every year. Like having your own business, you just learn so much what works and what your style is too. Like I'm still young, I'm still creating and inspired consistently. So yeah, my visions always change. The way I do things always change. And that's what I talked about at the very beginning. Having creative freedom is just so important to me. 'Cause I'm a bit of like all over the place sometimes, but all my different artistic skills too all go into the products that I make. So I'm always learning and doing new things.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's just like a big old message about life there is you're okay.
That is.
It's
Yes.
look back and like you're like, oh, maybe I could have done this with this piece, but it's okay. I didn't do it with that one, and now I've learned this skill, and I'll do it for the next one. And so it's like
Exactly.
I think that's really special to be able to see, how you've maybe improved in skill or changed designs or whatever throughout the years is really a cool probably experience.
Yeah, it is really cool. It's funny, my family will always like joke that I'm like Edna Mode. I don't know if you've seen The Incredibles, how she's I never look back on the past, it distracts from the now.
Yeah.
Like
I
I'll
love
say that.
that. Wait, I love
It's so
that.
funny.
Okay, that's like branding. Quote Edna
It's funny.
Mode.
Edna Mode.
I love that. I think something else that we talk about on this podcast is like about shifting fashion culture. From your
hmm
perspective, what will it take for more consumers to embrace these slower fashion values?
That's a big one. That is really big. I think personally, like from my experience and what I'm trying to do is create an empathetic bond between the wearer and the garment. How much more fun is it when you're out or cool when you're out and someone's like, where did you get that? And you have a story to go with it. Like it's not just like, oh, it has pockets. You're like, oh, I got it from this designer who makes it. It's actually like you can't get it anymore. It's an exclusive collection or whatever it is, or like custom made for me. And it has this story to it that connects you to it. So you care about it way more. You'll keep it longer, care of it like a lot better as well, and hopefully pass it down. But having that empathetic bond, and that's really what I'm trying to create. Because everything I make, once I'm out of the fabric, it's gone.
Mm.
And all my buyers know that. And so it's something that's like exclusive that you can only get. They know it's handmade. I have personal relationships with a lot of these people too, because I do a lot of customs. They work with me to make it, which is really fun and special for them. So, yeah, having that empathetic bond where you care about your garment and have a cool story to it. And that's, I think a huge key part of it. If you're just buying a t-shirt from one of these fast fashion brands, you don't care about it. And that's why they get thrown out. You're like, oh, it has a hole. But like you were saying, you love your shoes or something that you want to get tailored or cobbled or whatnot, that you're like, no, I care about this. I need to fix it. Like, I want to keep this.
Mhm.
And I think that's how we're going to slow down fashion. And also educating what you're doing too. Like this podcast, all your work that you're doing, educating. It's amazing. I love what you're doing. And I think this is a huge part of what will slow down fashion.
Thank you. I love what you're doing. I think it's so important to have the both of us, whether it's designers and people on the marketing side of things, just in general, just like anyone talking about this. I think that's such a good first step is first of all getting the word out there, then educating people, educating yourself, and then spreading that education out, making sure that you're practicing these things and telling other people and showing other people and teaching other people how to practice them as well. And so I think just as much as talking to you and learning about what you're doing and how you're staying sustainable is so important, it's also so important that there are labels out there like yours that people, I think something that's like hard is people are like, I don't know where to shop sustainably. I want something cute, but I don't know where to buy it. And so it's like being able to have this accessible thing where, you can message you on Instagram or text you or whatever or email you and be like, oh, I'm looking for this and I want to customize it in this way and these are my measurements and now you have a piece that you'll have forever is just so important. And yeah, I think it is really cool when you're able to just be like out in public and people will ask you or compliment you and you're like, thanks, like I got it from like this designer and it's made out of a bed sheet and you can't get this exact bed sheet, but you can get a different one from her. And that's like my favorite thing ever. Most of the time mine will be like, oh, it's thrifted, which I also love to I hate it because I'm like I feel bad. I'm like I'm sorry, like I know I can tell you the tag on my clothes. Like I will literally reverse image search it for you. Like I will try to find this for you. But I also love it because I'm like I feel like everything just it's so much cooler when you have a story. My brother and I were talking
Yeah.
about this once where we were like I'm like specific about things that I buy when I like travel and stuff. Like I don't, if I'm going to like Paris, I'm not gonna buy stuff that I could buy in California where I live now. Buy something and randomly find something on the street and speak to that artist that is making it as I'm speaking to them and hear their story. And then when I buy it and people compliment it, I can then be like, oh, thank you. Like I got it. Like my favorite example is I lived in Italy for 3 months, and there was this like cute little store like right down the street from where my apartment was. And the store owner was also a designer, and she would make these necklaces. I actually think I have it. So she made my screen is all blurry, but
Oh,
she
wow.
made this key necklace and one of them, I'm trying to find it, is her actual apartment key from her old apartment in Florence. And so
No way.
every time I get compliments on, where is the key? Every time I get compliments on this, I am able to say that, oh, I got it. Yes, I got it in Italy. And yes, I got it from this amazing Italian designer. And like she made it herself and she thrifted all these keys. But one of them's like actually her apartment key from her old
Yeah,
apartment.
that's so
How
cool.
freaking cool. I just love, I think it makes it so much more special when you have stories like that. I'll wear the Coult piece and I'll be like, oh my God.
I can't wait.
I'll be like, I'll tell my story and I'll be like, that's so freaking cool. And I'll be like, I know you should get one too. Um, but anyways, I always like to ask the question of what are your top tips for someone who is looking to become more sustainable?
I always say buy it nice or buy it twice. So quality is always huge in sustainability too. But honestly, there are so many creators in every city that if you just do a few searches, like you can find these small creators that make amazing product and care about quality. But yeah, just educate yourself, get into the research. It's okay to Google something here and there. But yeah, like listening to things like this and just doing a Google search of things in your city and creators in your city, I think is huge. And to support that means the world to them too. And I'm sure that the quality is way better than something that you'd order on Amazon.
Yeah.
So,
Obviously, I think I've heard people say we've talked a lot about buying good quality stuff. I don't think I've ever heard actually someone say buy it nice or buy it twice. That's so
oh,
smart.
really?
I don't think I have. Like, I not you said it, and I was like,
Use that, use it.
yours. Like, but
It's
that's
yours
so
now. Keep
true. Like,
passing it along.
I love that. Like, I truly love that. I think that that's something that I will always talk to people where they're like, oh, like, I need a white t-shirt. And I'm like, okay, buy one, hear me out, hear me out. Buy one $80 white t-shirt. And yes, $80. That might seem like a lot of money for one white t-shirt, but I promise you, you will have that white t-shirt for the rest of your life versus if I bought it off Shein for $2, then it's gonna be
Mhm.
like shitty quality thing that's gonna release microplastics into our water stream. It's going to disintegrate after one wash, and then I'm going to have to buy it again. Like you said, buy it twice. So it's just, it's so much, I think we have a hard time sometimes of seeing like the bigger picture where it's, I don't want to spend $80 on a, $80 is just an example. I don't know. I was talking to this designer once in Los Angeles who was making this, he was trying to make the perfect white t-shirt and he was like, I'm going to charge it for $80. So that's why this made me think of this. But it's, I would so rather buy the one thing for $80 now and keep it for the rest of my life than make a bunch of $2 purchases over and over and over again. And then it's like at that point, I've spent way more than $80. Like, I
For
think
sure.
we have a hard time seeing the bigger picture. So,
That is so big, the big picture part of it, because like ignorance is bliss. People are like, oh, when I put it in this bin, it just disappears. Ignorance is bliss in this, so education is so huge. But
yeah, completely. Thank you so much for coming on and chatting with
you're
me.
so welcome.
When, if people want to, I don't know, buy your pieces or just to keep in touch or learn more about you, where can they find you on social media?
Yeah, of course. Instagram is the dot cult, and then my website's thecult.com. And yeah, all my information's on there, and you can DM me, you can email me. I love hearing from people.
While you're at it, you can follow me on my socials, my Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, or my name, Lexi Silverstein. That's Lexy, silver like the color, Stein. And remember to live a good life and look fucking good doing it.